Your Town, Oneida is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
Welcome to our special Your Town series. We begin with Sky I-1 soaring high above the beautiful city of Oneida. What a beautiful evening here in the middle of July. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy.
Hi everybody, I'm Megan Coleman. We're broadcasting live tonight from Higginbotham Park in the city of Oneida. It is a picture-perfect night, a beautiful evening as we begin our Your Town series here live in Oneida tonight. And there's so much to talk about. There's a great concert series going on here in the park from 6 until 8. And a lot of vendors are here sharing all the great New York products as well.
We've already met some very nice people, not only from Oneida specifically, but from Wampsville and Mooresville and all the towns around the area where we are right now. We so appreciate everybody coming out, especially with this hot weather that's building in. Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar is here now because really as we head into the weekend tomorrow and Saturday and then Sunday, we're talking about some extreme heat like we really haven't felt this season to this extent.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you know what? I'm going to go back to the old saying about it's not the heat, it's the humidity. It's going to be hot, okay? We've got a couple more 90-degree-plus days coming up here tomorrow and again on Saturday.
But it's that thickness, right? That
it's going to be the humidity. Yeah. The dew points are going to be up to, dare I say, like a Gulf of Mexico levels.
Impressive.
Biloxi, Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi. Dew points are going to be up like 76 to 78 degrees. That's something we don't normally see very often here in central New York. It is going to be very steamy. So we're going to feel the humidity probably more than the actual heat. But that combination, we're talking heat indexes, into the triple digits. So here's a look at our heat warning map there. And you can see we've got excessive heat warnings up for parts of the area from Friday on into Saturday. We've got heat advisories for the North Country. And the bottom line is this. We're not going to rule out a couple of scattered showers, scattered thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon especially. There may be a scattered thunderstorm here and there on Saturday, more so Sunday. But get set for the next 2 days, real oppressive, steamy heat and humidity.
Well, thank you, Wayne. We appreciate that. We'll do our best to stay cool. We'll talk more about that as our broadcast continues. Also tonight, there's good news for boaters in Oswego. Wright's Landing Marina is back open after being closed for more than a month because of high water levels there. Department of Public Works crews have rebuilt walkways and ramps to make it safer for boaters to access the docks. The marina will start renting boat slips for Harbor Fest beginning tomorrow.
Right now, our Amanda Chin is live there after talking to boaters and the mayor. And Amanda, what are they telling you there tonight?
All day here at Wright's Landing, the water levels have been fluctuating. And as you can see, I'm able to step on the dock right now. But in a matter of just a few minutes, the water could get as high as my ankles. And while this marina on Lake Ontario is open to the public, many boaters have told me that they are frustrated that the water levels are still high. Many aren't upset with the city. They are frustrated with the politics surrounding the IJC and what they call mismanagement of the flooding. And while many of these boaters don't rely on electricity, the people who live here have been using generators since the power has been turned off. One fisherman told me it's not fun having to get wet and swim out to your boat to go fishing. He says it's impossible to bring guests and equipment onto the boat as well. And he can't even get to the dock he rented.
Very poor. I can't get to my site. I have a boat that's still, I rented the site in February this year. I'm over on 31 Orange. You have to walk through water up to your knees in order to get to the beginning of the dock.
Well, they're obviously not as high as they were a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. And quite frankly, up until about 10 to 14 days ago, the water levels were still too high. We didn't think we'd be able to open the marina at all, certainly not before Harbor Fest.
And the boaters told me that they hope something can be done in order to keep the businesses and economy up and running. Reporting live in Oswego, I'm Amanda Chin.
All right, Amanda, thank you so much. We appreciate your coverage.
Just into the NBC3 newsroom tonight, the man accused of killing a Utica teen last weekend is out of the hospital and has been officially booked into the jail now. Authorities just released Brandon Clark's mugshot. He's charged with second-degree murder and is being held in the Oneida County Jail after spending several days recovering in the hospital from what police say were self-inflicted stab wounds.
Clark is accused of murdering his girlfriend, 17-year-old Bianca Devins. Authorities say he slashed her throat and posted pictures of her dead body online, where she had a large social media following. Meantime, family and friends are gathering at the Church of Our Lady of Lourdes in Utica to say their final goodbye to Devins. Her funeral will be held tomorrow at the same church.
Also in developing news tonight, We're getting our first look at the man Ithaca police are currently searching for after a deadly stabbing there yesterday. Police say 28-year-old Denzel Dexter Cummings shot and killed his family member, 24-year-old Kenan Orson Michael Paul, yesterday morning at the Gun Hill Apartments on Lake Street in Ithaca. Not shot and killed, but stabbed and killed. The pair was working for a construction company in Ithaca. Police believe the stabbing stemmed from a dispute. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ithaca police.
Woodstock 50 has submitted yet another application to the town of Vernon to hold their 50th anniversary music festival at Vernon Downs. The festival's appeal was rejected by the town planning board earlier this week, but organizers are not throwing in the towel just yet. In a statement from the Oneida County Sheriff, he tells us that with just 29 days to go until the event, there's no practical or logistical possibility that this event could occur without significant risk to public safety. A warning tonight from police in Rome after a number of counterfeit $100 bills appeared at two businesses. Authorities are asking you to be extra vigilant. Police say the money has Chinese lettering and markings on both sides of the bills. They say several counterfeit $100 bills have already been seized locally and statewide. If you have any information about this, call police in Rome.
We're back live tonight in Higginbotham Park here in Oneida. The summer concert series continues here. That gets going about 6 o'clock tonight. The band's right behind us, getting set up for what should be a nice crowd here at the park tonight.
Yeah, we're going to hear from the band coming up hopefully in just a few minutes. But first, let's give you a sense of where we're located here in Oneida, the city. In the heart of Oneida, it's a small central New York city located in Madison County. It's about a 30-minute drive down the thruway from Syracuse. Oneida is home to just over 11,000 people.
In the heart of Oneida, there's a great place to learn about the history of this community and beyond. Inside the Madison County Historical Society, you'll find the stories of the 15 towns and one city in Madison County. Used to be home to the Higginbotham family, but became the Historical Society in 1900. They offer guided tours and a way to explore the city's rich history.
It is very important to preserve the objects that the society has collected over the years. It's also important because these are the objects that the people of Madison County have entrusted in our care. So it's very important to have these items, and these items actually tell the story. So the furniture, the glassware, the oil paintings, these are all things that we can tell the story of the people that once inhabited Madison County.
What's great about that is inside that 5,700 square foot home, you can also learn what life was like in the Victorian age. And they also have a hops festival that comes up later in September.
Well, there is a lot more coming up live from our broadcast as we continue here from Oneida tonight. We continue our Your Town series with a look at a unique and an intriguing story that you'll find only here in the city of Oneida. It's the Oneida Community Mansion House. We're going to tell you about its past and how it continues to draw the ever-curious. You're watching our special Your Town series, live from Oneida, here on NBC3.
Welcome back to our special Your Town series, live in Oneida tonight. We are here at Higginbotham Park enjoying a warm summer's evening here. You know, the Oneida Mansion House is a National Historic Landmark in Oneida, offering programs, tours, and exhibits, but it also has a unique and really interesting past.
Yes, it does. The Oneida community was a religious group of about 300 people, and they shared all aspects of their lives and work, including their spouses and children. Our Tara Gibbons has a look at its unique past.
Inside the Oneida Community Mansion sits a captivating history that dates back more than a century. Back in the mid-1800s, a unique community existed here, all with the goal of living a perfect life, free of sin. But the way the Oneida perfectionists lived their lives might turn heads today.
The communal marriage is one thing that we're fascinated with. That ended after about 30 years. So around 1880 that ended and it became the joint stock company.
As many as 300 people used to live on this one property, a secluded community that embraced a communal spirit, creating a society that's much different than we live our lives today. For instance, men and women had very different roles from the rest of the country. They were not monogamous and shared spouses and children.
From very early on in the 1850s, 60s, and 70s, people came here. Tourists came here from New York City, from neighboring states to see what was happening in Oneida, to see what was going on with this community.
People ate together but slept alone in individual rooms. But possibly the most unique aspect about the perfectionists was how they raised their children. The community would do it together. So each child had dozens of mothers and fathers.
They broke up into families. They married individuals, which was new to them. Some of them didn't marry, and they still raised their children here.
The community disbanded in the late 1800s and would go on to run the silverware company Oneida Limited. This mansion house now has 30 of its rooms rented out as apartments, even a few by descendants of the original perfectionist community. It also operates as a museum now, giving the public insight into this unusual community and how people lived so many years ago. In Oneida, I'm Tara Gibbons reporting.
Obviously a different way to live.
It was.
Quite a while back.
And you can learn all about it when you come visit Oneida.
Now, inside the historic community mansion house, you'll smell something delicious baking there, too.
Yes, you will. It's home to Silver City Baking Company, which was created by a local mother. Andrea Moranville was a self-taught baker. She started tinkering about a decade ago. Last year, she appeared on a national television show, The Great American Baking Show, and was a finalist in the top 3. Now she's thrilled to continue baking for her own community.
I've always dreamt of being an entrepreneur and pursuing my passion for cooking and baking and everything that it involves. And the show really gave me the confidence to say, you know what, I really might have something here, and I'm going to pursue this.
I couldn't understand you.
Rain and then toss into the...
Moranville creates custom-ordered cookies, cakes, muffins, breads, and croissants. Yeah. They all sound delicious. We'd love to try them.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Yeah, they sound and the aroma is also terrific, too. You know, Wayne, we're here in what is really turning... We're starting to feel that heat.
Yes, we
starting
are.
to feel that humidity. Yeah.
Well, when we're
not peaking yet,
you can feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to be the
the name of the game, right?
Well, the next couple of days. Yeah. But still, even though we're going to have a couple of 90-degree days coming up, it's going to be the humidity. We're going to be bumping the humidity up to Gulf of Mexico type of standards. If you've ever been down to Biloxi, Mississippi, or Key West, or New Orleans, and you're wondering, boy, you know, I hear about the humidity down there. Yeah. It's going to be almost like that the next couple of afternoons.
Are we going to be wanting a January day around here?
No.
Well, let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. Yeah.
The forecast coming up. Lydia Knox joins us now with the latest on the rest of the forecast. Lydia?
That's right, guys. We are talking about those rising dew points, which means the humidity is going to be increasing over the next 3 days or so. Already feeling muggy out here. I'm sure it is in Oneida as well. We are quiet and pretty dry across live triple Doppler radar, brought to you by Falso Service Experts tonight. Basically a rain-free picture, not dealing with too many showers out there, which is something nice. We are seeing a bit of that sunshine, and maybe you're taking the grill out this evening. Our Hoffman grilling forecast showing that those temperatures going to be in the mid-80s. It will feel warm and steamy. If you especially are near that grill, you'll feel those flames. So although it will be dry outside tonight, it's still going to be quite a warm night for that, with those winds variable out of the southeast between 0 to about 7 miles per hour. So tonight's overnight low temperature, only 70 degrees. We're really not going to cool off much at all, remaining muggy and mild, partly cloudy. And as we work on into our Friday, we're really going to see those temperatures spike back up once again. At this point, we're at 88 degrees here in Syracuse. It's 83 in Watertown, 82 in Fulton, and you can see 84 degrees out near Rome. So basically, all of us are sitting in the mid to upper 80s, and we're going to see those 90s arrive once we go on into this weekend. We now have excessive heat warnings in effect for all these counties in pink. That includes Onondaga, and heat advisories in effect for Jefferson, Lewis, and Oswego, as well as northern Oneida counties. And all of these advisories and warnings go into effect noon tomorrow, lasting through Saturday evening, when we're really going to reach the warmest part of our weekend, when those heat index values will be in the triple digits. Futurecast shows that the rest of this evening, yes, we're picking up on a couple showers, but I think most of us will stay dry. Waking up tomorrow, when you step outside, it's going to feel soupy. We'll see a mixture of sunshine and clouds, maybe a brief shower during the morning hours, but a better chance for more activity arrives in the afternoon. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover develop as a weak disturbance works its way through. A couple of isolated showers or storms could pop up, especially since we are going to see those high temperatures as well as dew points that helps fire some of those up. Then they will start to taper as we go on into the overnight hours, but staying warm and muggy lasting on into the weekend, and basically that daily threat for a couple of pop-up shower or thunderstorms is possible. Now for tomorrow, the National Weather Service does have us in a marginal risk for seeing some storms that might be on the strong side. So our biggest threats could be some gusty winds, which is why, yes, you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated and also keep an eye to the sky if you have plans outdoors tomorrow afternoon if any of those storms do start to pop up and become severe. So tomorrow, 92 degrees. That's when it'll feel more like 103 outside. But once we head on into Saturday, that's going to be the hottest day of the weekend when it could feel like the low hundreds to up to 110 degrees. Sunday cooling down a little bit, still a chance for a shower or storm developing. And then Monday feeling a bit more refreshing, chance for a shower, 81 degrees, 70s return by the middle of next week. We finally get a break and it starts to feel a bit more comfortable. Guys? And make sure that you and we're taking a live look outside on our Stanley Loft Skywatch camera brought to you by Adirondack Furniture. You can see a mixture of sunshine and clouds there. I know it feels muggy, so we'll send it back to Wayne, Megan, and Matt back in Oneida.
Thank you, Lydia. We appreciate that. Now, staying cool will be the focus of some festivals in Central New York this weekend. The Empire Brew Fest kicks off tomorrow night in Clinton Square. Then on Saturday, the Wine Fest takes over downtown.
Health officials are out with a warning tonight for anyone attending these events, especially when mixing alcohol and the heat. Our weather team coverage continues tonight with our Dan Messinio.
He's live in Clinton Square with some tips on avoiding problems with the heat this weekend. Dan.
He's confused. Let's say he's talking about Mickey Mouse and he doesn't normally talk about Mickey Mouse. That's a confused patient. We'd start looking to his body temperature.
At Upstate University Hospital Training Facility, their mannequin can simulate just about any medical emergency, including those related to heat.
And he can adjust the eyes, so the pupils can get really big.
EMT Stan Gettle says starting tomorrow we'll most likely see the heat index hit dangerous territory. And with so many outdoor activities around central New York, it's important to have fun, but mindful of your health and that of those around you.
So if you're feeling yourself getting fatigued and tired, have a headache, take a breather, go into some air conditioning, cool off, but always drink lots of water.
And it's also important what you should only drink in moderation. Caffeine drinks and drinks with alcohol do the opposite of what you need on a hot and sunny day. These beverages can dehydrate. The Empire Brew Fest is this weekend. Gettle says enjoy the day, but not too much.
I'm not saying don't enjoy the different varieties of beer and things like that. That's one reason why we have these kinds of festivals, but please don't overindulge.
Well, thank you, Dan Messinio. This weekend, the biggest car show in the Northeast also opens just as this new push of heat and humidity settles into the region. The Syracuse Nationals will bring hundreds of classic cars to the New York State Fairgrounds. They're already there, but the main event starts tomorrow. The Nationals are taking some extra precautions because heat index values will be in the triple digits over the weekend. So there'll be a central bus as a cooling station, also extra seating in the air-conditioned buildings, and they'll have about 20 misting stations set up on the fairgrounds, similar to what you might see during the fair later on in the summer.
I think people will be lined up for those.
I think so.
Make sure you stay hydrated. There is a lot more coming out live from Oneida tonight as we continue our Your Town coverage. We'll talk to Jennifer Cosette. She's the executive director of the Oneida Chamber of Commerce. We'll also hear a bit from the band as they get underway here, live from Higginbotham Park as we continue tonight.
Welcome back to our live broadcast here in Oneida tonight at Higginbotham Park. We're waiting for the music to start in about a half hour or so. We have a special guest with us tonight. It's a beautiful evening to be out. Come out and join us. People are coming from all over the area to say hello.
It is a wonderful night out here. Jennifer Cosette is the executive director of the Oneida Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for coming to our town.
We are so glad to be
Our
here.
pleasure.
And you have an interesting story because you grew up here, you left, and then you came back.
I did.
What drew you back to the community?
The sense of community. My husband and I actually moved to just outside the DC area, so, bigger city, you get that fun when you're younger, but when you decide you want to have kids, you want to come home. You want to come to some place that feels like a community where you know people. So, we all know raising kids, it takes a village, and we've truly got that here in Oneida. You know a lot of people. It's a really great community. We've got great schools, we've got great parks, so I can't say enough about it.
We've talked a lot over the last few years on the news about the floods and that happened here, and it's now a few years behind you, and a lot of it has finally settled down. But how's the business community rallied from that point? Pretty well?
I would say so, yes. I definitely feel like over the past 3 to 5 years, there's kind of been this new feeling in the city where it's like this revitalization and people are investing in the community again. We're seeing new businesses pop up. And there's just a feeling that people are seeing it progress, and we're excited about it, and you're seeing families out and about with their kids, and it's been really fun to see it, because growing up here, and we were here for the floods, so we saw that. And what's also really nice is we've applied for a grant where we're actually going to take some of that land that was affected by the flood, and in the proposal find some really great ways to repurpose that land to make it, a part of our community, even though we can't build on it. So some really creative ideas. So
that's a great idea.
So, a lot of families during the summer obviously like to go on vacation, maybe do some day trips or weekend trips. So for people from the greater central New York region who might not have been to Oneida for one of those day trips, what might draw them here?
Well, we are right off the Erie Canal, and we have an Oneida rail trail now that will bring you right into the city of Oneida from the rail trail. I know a lot of people like to do that, the recreational activities, so you can come in. There's a lot of history here between the Madison County Historical Society, the Oneida Community Mansion House. So you've got that history there, you've got the recreation, we've got some great food. I did kind of walk by, so you're going to sample some of it, and it looks delicious.
Yeah, we're just holding off for a minute here.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of green space, and then there's cute little shops. Walk around downtown and check them out. You're going to walk by the florist shop, and it's not just a florist shop. Go in, she's got super cute stuff, and we've got Oneida Commons. So there is lots to see and do here, and it really is a beautiful city.
And then you get to support your own local community as well.
And a nice suggestion, too, is obviously the Turning Stone Casino is just over the county line, and it's right off the thruway. A lot of people go there, by the thousands. And it's worth noting, hey, you can come visit Oneida.
You can come
spend half your day here, then go have some fun there, that type of thing.
Absolutely. And we have talked to some of the organizers there. When they have big conferences, the people that come, they don't want to stay there the whole time.
Right.
They want to explore the area and see, the history and nature and restaurants and the local feel.
Yeah.
So we do see a lot of people who will venture out and come check us out for a day.
I love it.
Wonderful. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us here today. When we come back, we're going to have more to tell you about live on our broadcast, including the farmers market here and all the great treats you can get there.
That's right. You can buy local, support local. Also, still to come tonight, we're going to introduce you to a local cafe, and they're giving people a reason to support local businesses when we come back with our live coverage from Oneida.
Your Town, Oneida is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
Welcome back to our special Your Town series. We begin with Sky Eye 1 once again soaring over the city of Oneida tonight. What a view it gives us. Welcome back to our special broadcast here from downtown Oneida. Good evening. I'm Matt Mulcahy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Coleman. So glad you are with us on this beautiful evening. It is hot and humid out here.
It is.
But it's not raining, and we have the sun shining down upon us. A beautiful night to be out here live in Higginbotham Park tonight. We have the summer concert series going on, and we'll hear from the band hopefully coming up in just a little bit as that concert series gets underway around 6 o'clock.
Let's give you an idea where we are. Of course, Oneida is a small community located in Madison County. It's about a 30-minute drive down the thruway from Syracuse. Oneida is home to just over 11,000 people. Now, the city, like both Oneida County and nearby silver and flatware maker, was named for the Oneida tribe, which had a large territory in this region around Oneida Lake during the colonial period. Just a little bit of history for you. And we've already met people here at Higginbotham Park tonight who are from all over this area, whether it's Wampsville or Morrisville, all the small towns around off that Route 5 corridor.
And sort of the collective, I think, thinking around here is, gosh, Wayne, it's hot out here.
Well, I'm sure that's going to be a collective thinking across all of central New York over the next few days. But I'll say again, even though obviously it's hot and we're in direct sun, okay, and we're going to look at 90-degree days plus over the next couple of days, the humidity is still actually going to be, I think, more of a factor that we feel more than if you just thought about the plain old temperature, because it is going to be very steamy. I would even say unusually humid around here. Soupy, all of that. Okay. The humidity is going up tomorrow with the temperature tomorrow just above 90 degrees, maybe a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, and then it's going up. It's going to peak on Saturday. I think the temperature peaks and the dew point and the humidity peaks on Saturday, and so tomorrow is going to be real steamy, and Saturday is going to be real steamy.
So you just have to adjust your activity. I mean, we don't want to overly complain about having hot summertime weather. I mean, it is summer.
Right, it is summer. I'll say what we said yesterday, and we've been doing stories on this. You know, take in all the great activities, and as we know, so much going on around Central New York this weekend. Just be smart. Okay, stay hydrated, and go out in the mornings instead of the peak of heat during the day, and all of that.
That's a good point.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Stay hydrated, everybody. Well, tonight, people around central New York are looking for ways to beat the heat.
Yeah, and our Tommy Sladek actually went to some local camps to see what precautions they're taking.
For SU coaches and athletic trainers running outdoor camps, a big part of keeping campers safe means consistently watching the clock. In extreme heat, athletes should be taking multiple water breaks every hour. This afternoon, SU men's lacrosse held a prospects camp for high schoolers. Beneath tents, giant water jugs line the center of the sideline, giving campers the chance to cool off under their layers of gear. Not properly hydrating is dangerous, especially for athletes raising their core body temperatures. Assistant athletic trainer Michael Mangano says campers should be drinking even when they're not thirsty.
We monitor the temperature at summer camps as well as during the season. We make sure that the coaches have a lot of hydration breaks and make sure that the kids are staying hydrated because the most important part is for them to be healthy and have fun here at camp.
Mangano says not only is it important for campers to be staying hydrated, but also eating right. He says look for foods with high water and high sodium content that lasts all day. Reporting at SU's athletic complex, I'm Tommy Sladek.
Where I am is good? Okay. All right, Tommy, thank you. Well, a good place to cool down this weekend, Jamesville Beach. Hours will be extended due to the extreme heat and humidity over the next few days. Starting tomorrow, the beach will be open an hour earlier, starting at 10 a.m., and will close an hour later at 7.
Well, people here in Oneida and the surrounding communities are very proud of the area in which they live, so we talked to a few of them to ask them what do they like about their hometown.
I love it because it's quiet, it's pretty, it's my birthplace. It's small town America. That's what it is, you know?
I really like the vibe, the small town. I love farmers markets and stuff. I like how you can know a lot of people when you just go about anywhere.
I'm glad she mentioned the farmers market because that runs throughout the summer here in Oneida.
That's right. It's held at Cottage Lawn at the Madison County Historical Society every Tuesday from 3 to 7 p.m. And there are all kinds of delicious local treats for you to find. Local farmers offering up fresh produce, baked goods, jellies, cheese, eggs, soaps, even maple products, honey, and more. And you can enjoy a free yoga class there on August 13th. The farmers market runs through August 27th.
Not far from Main Street in the heart of Oneida, you'll find another unique spot, the brainchild of two friends who came up with the idea over a cup of coffee, of course. Hipster Cafe offers fresh, healthy options, a spot created by Jennifer DiGiorgio, who graduated from the Culinary Institute of America, and Patrick Costello, a local doctor.
Like, I wanted to cook what I like to eat, and I was like, I never get to go somewhere and get to have stuff that I enjoy or that I can feel good about eating.
Nutrition was always important to Jennifer, and she wanted to find a way to give the Oneida community something new. Jennifer and her team make the menu items from scratch, and if you're wondering where it is, I can see it right here, right next to Higginbotham Park. A cool logo, too, on the front window.
A great place to enjoy with your family.
Well, we have a lot more coming up as we continue our live broadcast. The summer concert series is here tonight in Higginbotham Park, and we'll be exploring the different vendors who are also here tonight.
That's right. And our favorite segment of our Your Town series, we're going to start sampling some food.
Oh, it's about time.
That's right. The food standing by. We'll have all that in just a minute. But first, we want to get to some of the important news headlines of the day here on NBC3. What started as a race on Erie Boulevard ends in a deadly fiery car crash which left two brothers dead. Now a community is left heartbroken by the loss. Police say 22-year-old Tawakkal Rashid and 14-year-old Musbah Hassan were killed in the fiery car crash on Erie Boulevard Monday night. The Islamic Society of Central New York says they were well behaved and mostly kept to themselves. At the time of his death, Hassan was a student at H.W. Smith's school in Syracuse.
Now, the crash happened Monday night. Police tell NBC3 that Rashid was driving at least 90 miles per hour, where the speed limit is only 30. Authorities say they were racing with another car, which is yet to be found. They'd like some help with that. Our Mayor Keeler has more tonight on how the community is remembering these two brothers.
Dozens of people crowded into this masjid, or prayer room, at the Islamic Society in Syracuse this afternoon. In addition to their 6 daily prayers, this a janazah, or funeral prayer, as the community mourns the loss of two brothers. A family member is sharing these photos of 21-year-old Tawakkal Rashid and 14-year-old Musbah Hassan, who died Monday night in a car crash. Abdul Qadir Jailani was close with Tawakkal.
I basically grew up with both of the brothers. My mom and his mom were very close, went to the same school as him, and just played the same sports as him. Very quiet kid, very nice, very humble, didn't bother anybody. But all I know is just him being a very nice, humble kid, just stayed to himself, helped his parents, didn't do anything. So this is like really hit home for everybody.
The president of the Islamic Society of Central New York, Abdullah Al-Dubai, says this has been difficult.
They are also a member of our community who frequent here with their parents very often. Very nice kids, very good kids, good students.
Musbah was still a student in the Syracuse City School District while his older brother graduated and had moved on to Oneida Community College. Al-Dubai says they had their whole lives ahead of them.
You cannot describe this. It's like you cannot find the right word to say other than just the tears. And you can see also that on the entire community, they are shocked and they are very sad.
And though the car they were in was traveling 3 times the speed limit on Erie Boulevard, this community says they have a responsibility to remember them and lay them to rest. In Syracuse, I'm Mary Keeler reporting.
Well, coming up on NBC 3 News at 5:30, it comes just once a year, and people from across the country turn out for the Mackenzie-Childs barn sale. We were there with a look at what to expect this year.
Also, we'll continue our live coverage from Oneida tonight, and you will meet one of the youngest entrepreneurs here in Oneida. He's going to tell us about the delicious treat he's created, and we'll do a little sampling as we come back live. Your town, Oneida. Yeah.
Welcome back to our special Your Town series, live from Oneida tonight, where we're having a great time on this hot July night. It's warm out.
It is warm out
We
here.
just found a little bit of shade just to try to take some of the heat off.
And it does feel good.
Yeah.
We're going to do some sampling here coming up, and we'll introduce you to one of the youngest entrepreneurs at Oneida. That's in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're also going to hear from the band starting about 6 o'clock tonight. It's a music festival after all. But first, we want to talk a little bit more about another big event this week.
That's right, the Mackenzie-Childs Barn Sale. It is an annual event that draws thousands of people. Some people line up overnight just to get in. Others fly in from around the country to score some really big deals.
Yeah, they have, furniture, ceramics, all kinds of artistic pieces that are so familiar. Right now, our Tara Gibbons has more.
It used to be a small barn sale. Now it's a 4-day-long event that attracts courtly Czech lovers from all across the country.
Is everyone ready for the 2019 barn sale?
Attention bargain hunters, you can now shop. Long lines didn't stop people from getting a good deal at the 12th annual Mackenzie-Childs Barn Sale. Mother Nature also didn't stop shoppers from waiting for more than a day and camping out. That's where we find Wendy Sharon. She's been coming here for 30 years and hasn't missed one yet. Wendy didn't have a long drive from Syracuse, but she was happy and made sure she was the first in line.
It feels fabulous. I've been coming for 30 years, and this is the first time I am number 1. Yay!
But she says it's not all about finding the best deals. It's the new friends and old friends you connect with.
It's the camaraderie we have here and just the love of Mackenzie-Childs.
The sale features products from all categories up to 80% off. This includes glass, ceramics, accessories, flooring, lighting, and more.
Mackenzie-Childs, what a thrill! Mackenzie-Childs, what a thrill! Mackenzie-Childs, what a thrill! Mackenzie-Childs, a thrill!
The sale runs through Sunday, and people tell me they're already excited for next year's event. For now, reporting in Aurora, I'm Tara Gibbons.
You know, the funny thing is I took a wrong turn on the thruway, and I got to Oneida, which is where I was supposed to be, but I meant to go to the Mackenzie-Childs Barn Sale,
well, listen,
and I'm missing it.
Good thing you have till Sunday. It'll still be there with all the goods.
I love seeing people there and enjoying it. Wayne and I don't really want to go.
All right, well, when I go, I'll bring you guys something back, right?
It's a lot of fun.
Well, we continue our coverage live here from Oneida tonight with one of the youngest entrepreneurs that we found here tonight.
Yes, Lauren Khalil has a special guest, and he's got a little bit of he's got a little mustache working too, Lauren.
Yeah, and he's doing pretty well for himself so far. He's only 8 years old, and he has his own stand called Alejandro's Italian Soda. We're here with him and his mom, Michelle, and what a great night it is to be be out here drinking sodas because boy is it hot. Is that right?
Yes.
So tell us, what do you do at your stand?
I make Italian sodas for people.
Okay, so they're right here. What's in the Italian soda?
There is cream. I ask you if you want it, if it comes with it. And there's club soda. There is no dye, only fruit.
Lots of different flavors, though,
yes.
Huh? You've been pretty busy, though. I saw your stand earlier. There was a ton of people. It seems like they're pretty thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Are you hard at work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Michelle, what is it like seeing your son, again, only 8 years old, and he's working this stand almost entirely by himself?
Yeah, he's doing a good job of it. It's great to see him. It's really kind of creating a work ethic, and, he might not, he sets up. He helped in the pricing, figuring out how much we were going to charge for them. He picked the flavors. He made sure he wanted to make sure they were a healthy soda. So yeah, he had a lot to do with it, and it makes us proud to see him out there doing it.
What would make somebody nice and cool and a nice refreshment, except for water, to cool them down, and kids mostly. Lots of kids like soda.
They love it. And Michelle, we're loving it. Cheers. Thank you guys so much for being out, and congratulations again. Alejandro, he is only 8 years old. He already has his own stand, and what a great night to be out here with a nice, refreshing beverage.
Hey, thank you, Lauren. We appreciate that.
Gotta support a kid like that.
I think I might want to invest in him, for the future. Excuse me. Coming up, we're going to start sampling some of the delicious food some of the great restaurants and cafes here in Oneida and make all the time.
And we have one of the samples right here. We're going to dig into some of these delicious dishes and tell you what Oneida has to offer as our live coverage continues. It's Your Town, Oneida. And welcome back to our live Your Town broadcast from Oneida tonight. The band's just getting warmed up, and they're going to get underway with some great sights and sounds of the music at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, they're doing a little mic check, testing their bass drum. We're going to test some food from some of these great restaurants and cafes immediately here in Oneida, and we also have Scott Flair, their special guest with us.
That's right. He's with Madison County Tourism, and great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming to Oneida.
All right, so tell us about all these amazing dishes that we've got here tonight.
Oneida's got a number of fantastic restaurants, and I'm really happy to have these three here with us tonight. So here from Napoleon's Cafe, sauteed spaghetti squash.
Ooh.
That's clever.
Yeah,
and a healthy option, too.
Isn't it, though? They sprinkle vegetables, they put it all into the spaghetti and the squash and meld it together and make their own
Megan,
pasta.
that looks like what you might order.
I know. This definitely seems like
squash.
something that's right up my alley. This is a tough one to eat on TV.
And
but
Napoleon's is right here in Oneida, right?
Just
down the street. Yeah,
right down the street,
which is
wonderful
great.
downtown.
That is delicious. Really good.
Well, while we're still chatting, what else do we have here? The Chop and Grind?
Chop and Grind is a restaurant at the United Community Golf Course. So you can stop for a sandwich in the middle of your round, stay for dinner. Wonderful Delmonico steaks, filet, and tonight they've given us some salmon.
Roasted salmon, Matt. This is our favorite. I think both of us love this.
Yeah, a little salmon,
what else do they? What are they
risotto,
serving?
The risotto. And they even sprinkled in a fresh citrus salsa.
Oh, that's good.
That is really good. Very good. Okay, and then last up.
Great, so this is Hipster Cafe, another wonderful downtown
And they're
cafe.
right behind us here.
They are right behind us, and the chef is CIA trained, so she knows what she's doing.
There
Jennifer,
you go.
wonderful. Beef sandwich, open-faced, on grilled sourdough bread, and she's tossed in some cucumbers and sun-dried tomato sauce.
Wow.
Wayne, you gotta figure out a way to
pick it
taste
up?
that. Yeah.
Wayne, you can get in there.
I don't know. Use your hands, maybe.
Yeah, get in there, Wayne. You can do it.
No, I just want to see it. Try it. This could be, Scott, this could be good.
Yeah, he's our official.
I don't think my mouth is big enough.
Well, maybe just nibble around the edge. Look out. Look out. Okay.
Well done.
Yeah,
That was very impressive, Wayne.
That's really good.
Scott, tell us more about Madison County, too.
Yeah.
We're on one end of it. That's almost into Oneida County, but Madison County is a big place.
It's a wonderful place, too. We've got a number of great communities and events in those communities. Chittenango is well known for Ostravaganza. It's the home of L. Frank Baum, the author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Moved to Canastota, where they've got the International Boxing Hall of Fame. We had 2 world champions from that little village.
Wow.
And each year we celebrate boxing's best with Induction Weekend.
Yeah, great weekend.
Antique Week, just coming up in August. That's our biggest event of the year.
Right, Balkville, right?
Balkville,
Yeah.
yes.
there. Yeah,
You'll be there? Great.
Yeah,
Come
he's
see
a
us.
regular, sure.
Stop by the Madison County Visitor Center. We'll get you some information and show you where to go, give you a great map. And in 2 weeks, we've got Open Farm Day, which is where 40 farms across Madison County open up. You can go in, you can pet their goats, you can try some cheese, go for a horse
That's a
ride.
neat experience.
Oh, how fun and great for the family.
You also have that little Casanova Lake and the lovely Casanova
There you go.
Village, too. Yeah,
Welcome.
So much to do here. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much,
Thank
Scott.
you, Scott. Thanks for helping us walk through the food. Wayne, you got to finish that. Finish that.
I think you got to
no,
finish
you got
that.
to talk about the weather. Don't put anything else in your mouth.
That's right. You will talk about the weather and we'll keep eating.
Okay, you keep eating. Okay.
Well, actually, Lydia wants to do most of it, but just give us a little taste of the
Lydia's
weather.
going to tell us about how much heat and how much humidity we've got coming up, because we do have a lot. Excessive heat warnings up, heat advisories. Lydia, right now, back there in the studio on the weather deck, she is going to tell us just how hot and humid it's going to get. Lydia.
That's right, Wayne. It is going to be a very humid weekend. We are expecting heat index values in the triple digits. So if you're going to be outside, make sure you're drinking up plenty of water, wearing those light colored clothing, light weighted clothes as well. As of right now, we're sitting in the 80s. It's 88 degrees here in Syracuse. Some of us out towards the east, low 80s. And you can see 78 there in Oneida, a little bit cooler, 80 degrees in Binghamton. But for the most part, 80s are the story for today. Now, we do have excessive heat warnings in effect for all of those counties in pink, and that includes Onondaga, as well as heat advisories in effect for those counties in orange: northern Oneida, Lewis, Oswego, and Jefferson. This is from noon tomorrow, lasting through Saturday evening, and that's when we're really going to reach the highest temperatures. Our futurecast for the rest of this evening showing a mixture of sunshine and clouds until that sun goes down. Then we'll start to see some cloud cover work in overnight. Waking up on Friday, it is going to feel steamy when you step outside. Going to remain mostly dry during the day, but there is the chance for a couple of scattered showers or storms to pop up once we head on into the afternoon. So now we're stopping the clock at 2 p.m., seeing a little bit of moisture towards our south. A couple of thunderstorms possible as well because of those dew points that will be climbing into the low 70s. Now that's when it starts to feel oppressive. Once we get on into Saturday, we could see dew points in the upper 70s, so near 80 degrees when that will be the warmest point of the weekend, and we'll see those heat index values basically near 100 to 110 degrees. Saturday, 7 a.m., again, mixture of sunshine and clouds, but basically there's the threat for those pop-up shower or thunderstorms over the next few days. We do have a marginal risk for seeing some stronger storms tomorrow that could bring us some heavy downpours, maybe even some gusty winds, so another reason to keep an eye to the sky. Tomorrow, 92 degrees, 94 on Saturday. I know we have the Syracuse Nationals this weekend. Basically the chance for a scattered storm and shower Friday through Sunday. A shower possible on Monday, a little bit cooler though, 81 degrees. We're back into those refreshing 70s by the middle of next week, and we dry out a little bit on Wednesday. And looking outside on our Stanley Law Skywatch camera, brought to you by Destiny USA. Mixture of sunshine and clouds out there, but it does feel muggy. Back to you guys in Oneida.
All right, Lydia, thank you. We have a nice breeze that's just moved in.
Yeah, we're still enjoying the food here, too, but a lot more coming up at 6.
That's right. We're going to talk to you about the rail trail, and it's a great way to learn about Oneida's history as we continue here tonight.
And also the Oneida Community Golf Course, a great place to go out and hit the links, and Liberty flatware that's made right here in Oneida in the tradition of the Oneida silversmiths. All coming up as we continue our live Your Town broadcast from Oneida while we continue to take a bite.
Your Town, Oneida is presented by Fusillo Auto Group and Cayuga Medical Center.
Welcome back to our Your Town series. We're live here at Higginbotham Park in the city of Oneida tonight. Taking part in the summer concert series. The music is just getting underway.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night, but there are a ton of people who are out and about enjoying the evening. We've got food trucks, we've got vendors, live music, and all kinds of great activities. So let's give you a sense of where we're located. Utica, right in between Syracuse and Utica. We are in the heart of Oneida, which is located in Madison County. Let's show you a Sky I-1 drone view. Flying high over the city of Oneida. We are home to 11,000 people here. Oneida is named after the Oneida Indian Nation tribe, one of 4 recognized tribes, and the only one here in the state.
Now, the big story heading into our weekend continues to be the rising level of heat plus humidity.
And there are several outdoor events here in Oneida and back in Syracuse.
Some of the events this weekend include the Syracuse Nationals show at the Fairgrounds, already starting to roll but gets underway in earnest tomorrow. It's also the Empire Brew Fest tomorrow night in Clinton Square and the Wine Fest on Saturday.
But first, let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Wayne Mahar. He is here now with our 6 o'clock forecast. And Wayne, it is hazy, hot, and humid. It's going to be soupy and all that good stuff.
It is going to be all of that. And I'm going to say again, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Oh, we're going to have plenty of heat coming up over the next couple of days. We're going to be at 90, 91, 92 tomorrow. I think we're 93, 94 or so on Saturday. But the humidity, the dew points are going to be way up there, unusually high for around here in central New York. And it's going to feel tomorrow afternoon, and especially on Saturday, it is going to be oppressively steamy around here. So you got to be smart, taking all these great activities, as we got a big weekend coming up with the Nationals and Valley Field Days and Brewfest and all that. But just be smart, stay hydrated. You know, maybe go in the morning instead of the peak afternoon heat. Dress in light colored clothing. You know, all of that, and just get out and enjoy. But be safe and to be smart.
Yeah, get out of the direct sun when you can.
That's right. Yeah.
Which we've done here tonight. In fact,
That's right.
It feels a lot better.
Yeah, Wayne, thank you so much. A lot of events going on across the central New York region this weekend, and it's important to stay hydrated, especially if you are drinking alcohol. Dan Messinio continues our weather team coverage from Clinton Square.
Clinton Square will most likely be packed this weekend with Empire Brewfest, and with the high heat index that we're expecting this weekend, health experts tell me that those out enjoying adult beverages should take it easy. Starting tomorrow, we'll most likely see the heat index hit dangerous territory. And with so many outdoor activities around central New York, it's important to have fun, but be mindful of your health and that of those around you. The health experts say it's important to drink a lot of water, but it's equally important to drink certain beverages in moderation. Caffeine drinks and those with alcohol do the opposite of what you need on a hot and sunny day. Those beverages can dehydrate. Now, the Empire Brewfest is this weekend, and medical experts say enjoy the day, but not too much.
I'm not saying don't enjoy the different varieties of beer and things like that. That's one reason why we have these kinds of festivals, but please don't overindulge.
Health experts also say to look out for vulnerable populations during this heat. That would include the elderly and the young. Reporting in Syracuse, I'm Dan Messinio.
Thank you, Dan. And tomorrow, the largest car show in the Northeast, the Syracuse National, returns for its 20th year. Tens of thousands turn out each year for the custom, classic, and muscle cars, plus the antique hot rods.
And if you are going anywhere near the Nationals, you'll certainly have to plan to deal with the heat. Make sure you bring bottled water. Take advantage of the misting stations they have set up. Tomorrow's temperatures in the forecasted in the 90s with that heat index soaring, as Wayne just told us. Our Olivia Dance continues our weather team coverage tonight with how fans can stay cool.
We're all familiar with the Fairgrounds, lots of open space and blacktop, and on hot days like we're going to be experiencing this weekend, it can get very uncomfortable if you don't plan your visit wisely. One thing that should be on that plan is visiting misting stations like these often throughout your day. 20 of these misting stations can be found throughout the Fairgrounds. But that's not all organizers of Syracuse Nationals are doing to keep visitors cool and hydrated.
We're going to allow spectators who come through the gate to bring a small cooler of water if they'd like to. No alcohol, but we will allow them to bring in water through the main gate, which is something we haven't done in the past.
A tram is going to be running to shuttle people who want to avoid walking long distances. A number of shading areas are set up across the Fairgrounds, and 3 buildings with air conditioning will be open.
People can come in the air conditioning, sit down, relax, hydrate. Central is also bringing a bus in, so that'll be a mobile cooling station.
But it's not just about keeping paying guests cool. There's dozens of volunteers, like Ed Pinkney, who work the event too.
They bring ice and water to us, make sure we have ice and water all day long, and a lot of the guys bring their own coolers, and most of the people here, they bring their own stuff with them.
But maybe the best tip of them all?
It's just pacing yourself, drinking a lot of water, and we do have a lot of water out here, I can dare tell you that.
If you follow these tips and take advantage of the cooling stations, this weekend should be a fun and enjoyable one. Reporting in Syracuse at the New York State Fairgrounds, I'm Olivia Dance.
Well, you know, it's one of the most signature products of the area to bear the Oneida name. The only American-made flatware company in the country originates not far from here in Sherrill.
Yeah, in 2005, Oneida Limited announced the factory would be shutting down, but it was sold with new owners, breathing new life into to this historic company. It is now called Sherrill Manufacturing and Liberty Tabletop. They produce stainless steel forks, knives, and spoons, items which are used in restaurants across the country, even at the White House.
Matt and I have had an opportunity to meet members of the administration ranging from President Trump to Vice President Pence.
We only have one stick out there right now.
The owners say they're committed to saving the American flatware industry and preserving jobs in this local community. Oneida is also home to what is known as one of the oldest industrial golf courses in all of the United States.
Yeah, it's called the Oneida Community Golf Course. It dates all the way back to 1900, so it has a rich history. It's located in the Kenwood community.
Originally, the Oneida Mansion owned the property, and it had just 6 holes. It was used only for company employees and guests. Eventually went to 9 holes, and now is a full 18-hole course.
Rainsford is the manager for the Oneida Community Club and has been going to the course since he was just a kid. He says loyal members always return year after year.
There's a lot of loyalty here. The membership is an older membership because they've been members for many years.
The season always begins in late March and ends in early November.
We're having a lot of fun here tonight.
We are. This band is wonderful. There are people who have come from all over the community to enjoy the live music, the vendors, and the food trucks.
You're watching our special Your Town broadcast live from Oneida right here on NBC3. Your Town broadcast live in Oneida tonight at Higginbotham Park. The music is underway. What a night to be out and enjoying everything in the city of Oneida. We're drawing on its industrial past, hoping to use it as a way to draw people to the area, including the Oneida Rail Trail, which is a proposed $11.3 million multi-use trail.
Yeah, they poured a lot of money into that project and are hoping that it'll be a great way to bring people to this community. The former rail beds run through the heart of downtown Oneida. They connect the village of Wamsville to the west to the city of Sherrill to the southeast.
Railroads were a major building block to the city of Oneida back in the 1900s. So this kind of brings back a little bit of the history and, can teach the kids what Oneida was and kind of, gets us back to where we used to be.
Now, 2 sections of the trail are already open for public use, and the city's goal is to preserve what was once the railroad of the city, creating paths for people to ride their bikes or walk.
Let me give you a little more sense of where we are. We're in Higginbotham Park, right off Broad Street, in the middle of the city of Oneida. And the Old Main is the band playing behind us. We have vendors all over here selling honey, popcorn, crafts, some baked goods. Really nice night to be out here.
There's even a food truck here. People are packing up little lunches and dinners, coming and sitting with their families and enjoying a beautiful evening here in Higginbotham Park.
Our Lauren Khalil is also talking with some people who turned out to watch our broadcast. We appreciate them visiting to say hello. Lauren, who do you have there?
Yeah, guys, and the great thing about coming out here is you really get a sense of community as you start to meet the people and talk to who actually lives in some of these areas that we cover every single day. So I am here with a couple of our friends. Can you introduce yourself?
Rebecca.
Lita, right?
Yeah.
And Mary Beth. All from Oneida or close to Oneida. You actually work here. What's your favorite part about living in the area close by?
My favorite part is I work in Oneida, and I've worked here for 20 years, and I love the people. They're very friendly, and they're very caring.
And you said that you come to this part of town quite frequently, right?
I come to this event every Thursday, and my favorite part of this event is Joe's Local Honey.
And a lot of people keep talking about Joe's Local Honey. So if you guys are out here, you'll definitely want to try it. Lita, you said that there's such a sense of community and you love your neighbors. Is that right?
I love my neighbors and all my friends, and I love my landlord and landlady. I've lived here 41 years. I'm going to live there till it's time to go.
Until it's time to go. Mary Beth, what's your favorite part about being in Oneida?
Well, living in Oneida is the people and the atmosphere that they bring to this town.
And are you guys having fun so far? I love that the live band has started. There's some vendors. Have you been able to check any of that out yet?
A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit. Have you gotten any of your favorite honey yet? That's my question.
No, but I'm on my way to get it. I'm going to go get it shortly and then check all the vendors out in a little bit.
Sure. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being with us. Again, it's hot out here, but everybody is staying hydrated, enjoying the music, enjoying all of food, and that's the best part about being out here at our Your Town today.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you to everybody who turned out to be part of this broadcast tonight.
That's right. We have a lot more coming up from our coverage here in Oneida. We'll also get the latest on the forecast from our meteorologist, Lydia Knox.
Welcome back to our Your Town broadcast live from the city of Oneida, Higginbotham Park. A little break in the music right now. The band, the Old Main, sounds terrific.
Oh, yeah, they sound wonderful.
Look what we found here,
Yeah,
too.
we got smart. We finally decided to get some water, right?
Yeah. And that's because we got a little heat, little humidity. We're going to have more than a little heat and humidity coming up over the next couple of days. Excessive heat warnings up, heat advisories up. And with all of that, to give us all the details on that, back to meteorologist Lydia Knox back at the CY Central Weather Center. Lydia.
Guys, I'm out here on the weather deck, and it does feel muggy, but we are seeing some sunshine through those clouds as well as in Oneida. It's a dry night out there, but it does feel sticky. On live triple Doppler radar, brought to you by Falso Service Experts, you'll notice a couple of light showers have popped up, mainly towards the east, passing through Norwich now. But for the most part, central New York is dry, and we are going to stay that way as we go into the overnight hours. Our temperatures, though, remaining mild and warm. 85 degrees in Syracuse. It's 81, though, in Cortland, and 83 there in Ithaca. You can see 82 in Fulton as well as in Watertown. Out towards the east, much cooler. A little bit of a break from the heat. Upper 70s in Glens Falls. Albany there. We're not going to be seeing those 70s, though, over the next few days. At least in the afternoon, we won't. Or overnight, temperatures will be dropping into the 70s, and that's basically where they're going to stay. Because of the heat and humidity expected, the National Weather Service now has us in an excessive heat warning for all of the counties in pink here, and a heat advisory in effect for Lewis, Jefferson, as well as Oswego and northern Oneida County, so the counties in orange, from noon until Saturday evening. So basically the hottest time frame that we're expecting over the next 2 to 3 days. We're timing things out for you on Futurecast this evening, sticking with partly cloudy skies tonight. I really don't see any issues, but once you wake up on Friday, you'll step outdoors, you'll feel the soup-like conditions out there. We're going to see those dew points in the 70s tomorrow, which is when it feels oppressive out there, when there's not a big difference between the temperature and the dew point. Going on into the afternoon, yes, we are going to see some breaks of sunshine between those clouds at times tomorrow, but once we get to 2, 3 o'clock, there's the chance for a couple of scattered storms or showers to develop due to a weak disturbance. Those could even last on into the evening hours, so if you have dinner plans Friday night, just have that umbrella with you. And unfortunately, those showers really aren't going to help break us from those high temperatures. Still going to remain quite muggy during the overnight hours once those showers and storms start to taper off. And on Saturday, a pretty similar picture. 90s expected, mixture of sunshine and clouds with a chance for a couple of scattered showers and storms. So we'll keep with a high of 94 Saturday. That's going to be the hottest day over the next 3, and when those dew points could be in the upper 70s, making it feel really unbearable outside. Sunday, though, 86. We get a bit of a break from the heat. Still the chance for some scattered storms and showers to develop, remaining warm and humid. Going on into next week, well, that's when we'll finally get a little bit of a break. 81 degrees Monday, the chance for a shower. 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll start to dry out a little bit towards the middle of the week. But obviously, we have plenty of events going on this weekend, including the Syracuse Nationals. So if you are going to be outdoors over the next 3 days, you want to have that water with you and wear some light colored clothing, as well as light clothing overall, so that you are remaining comfortable as possible. Now, as we look outside on our Stanley Lost Skywatch camera, brought to you by Destiny USA, a pretty picture of Syracuse on this muggy Thursday night. Back to you guys in Oneida.
I'm Matt Hosworth here inside Manley Fieldhouse alongside former SU punter Rob Long. I'll tell you why he's in town and what the football team was doing for a good cause. That's coming up in sports.
This is NBC3 Sports.
The countdown is officially underway, now 44 days away from Syracuse football returning to the gridiron. Good evening, I'm Matt Hosworth, coming to you live from inside Manley Fieldhouse, a warm and toasty Manley Fieldhouse, and I'm now joined alongside former SU punter Rob Long. He is the executive director for Uplifting Athletes. Now, Rob, I got to ask you, what brings you back here to campus? And obviously, I'm assuming you're quite proud to be back.
Yeah, I am. And we're up here. The Syracuse football team participated in the Uplifting Athletes Syracuse chapter Lift for Life today. So we had the team out here competing in some on-field weightlifting competition type drills, and while supporting the rare disease community and uplifting athletes in our mission.
And as a lot of us know your backstory. You defeated a rare form of brain cancer. You're doing very well now. I guess tell us about your life in Philadelphia and to be able to go around the country and change people's lives.
Yeah, I am so blessed and so fortunate to do what I do. I really truly love what I do every day, and working with uplifting athletes and have an opportunity to really engage with some really special, unique young men through uplifting athletes, and working with Sam Heckel here as the chapter president at Syracuse it's incredible. He's had his own battle, and he's done an incredible job of sharing that and inspiring others. But yeah, like you said, I'm over 8.5 years since my diagnosis, which is incredible to think about that it's been that long. I feel like I was here 6 months ago, but it's been a wonderful journey. I've been so blessed with the support that I've had from the Syracuse community, and to see the team still here supporting my organization now is really incredible.
Yeah, they wrapped up about 45 minutes ago, or else you would have seen them running around behind us. I got to ask you, last but not least, about the current status of this SU football team. High expectations. A lot of people expect big things out of them this year. How proud are you that this program has turned a corner and great things are ahead?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see. And, I'm not living in Syracuse anymore. It's great that you're hearing about the program on a national level. And, they've earned it. I think Coach Babers has done an incredible job of creating a culture of winning at Syracuse and within the program, and so there's reason to be excited. And they got Tommy DeVito coming in at quarterback, and we're going to be all excited to see what he can do. But as far as the rest of the team, they've done a great job of getting ready and preparing, and I think there's a lot of excitement based on what we saw last year, and there's high expectations, and I think they're ready for it.
Yeah, and Rob, this Lift for Life event last year raised just north of $8,000. Hopefully can raise a little bit more this time around. Rob, thanks so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, so let's go to the ACC Media Days. That's where we saw Dino Babers and the team just yesterday in Charlotte, North Carolina. As I was telling Rob, very high expectations. A lot of people think they can compete with Clemson in their division. Now here's Coach Babers on what lies ahead, the next step for this program.
Faith is one thing, but having belief is something else. And I think they have a strong belief that with their backing, when we're in the dome, that we have an opportunity to play with anyone when they're behind us. And I know that our football team and our football family absolutely feels that way.
And coming up tonight at 10 and 11, we'll hear from some of the current players on the roster and what they hope, maybe perhaps how much money they raise this time around. Hopefully it is north of $8,000 to benefit the rare disease community. Rob, can we get a Go Orange one last time?
Yeah, absolutely. Go Orange.
Reporting live here inside Manley Fieldhouse, I'm Matt Hosworth. We'll send it out to you guys in Oneida.
Oh, we've had such a great night here in Oneida, our Higginbotham Park, our Your Town broadcast. We met so many great people, and look who's here now.
Yes, that's right. We want to leave you tonight with a live look. This is Jessica's Heroes. They have a 5K run walk. It's going on in September 28th.
At Oneida High School.
Make sure to check that out. And thank you so much for joining us for a wonderful Your Town here in Oneida.
Spider-Man, show us your stuff here. Let's see. What can you do? Get ready.
Whoa!
Very impressive.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, Spider-Man. Thanks to everybody here in Oneida for a great broadcast tonight. Wayne, by the way, it's hot out, and it's going to be hot throughout the weekend. So
it is going to be hot, especially the next couple of days. It all peaks on Saturday.
Okay.
Enjoy the music. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody from Oneida.